guys, April here. Welcome back to my channel. This is Mrs. Claus and she is to accompany my Santa from a previous video. I hope you enjoy this video and stay tuned, and I will show you everything else that you need to make Mrs. Claus. So to start with, I'm using, for the white, is size 4 Red Heart Comfort medium worsted weight. I can't show you the entire skein because it's one of those massive jumbo balls and it's really awkward to get in the camera. So that's what I'm using for white, but any 4-ply is absolutely fine. For the red, I'm using Yarnspirations Bernat Premium. This is probably one of my favorite Christmas yarns to use because of the twinkle. And if you hang this on your tree, it does pick up the tree lights. So that's one of the reasons I like this one. And it is just Red Sparkle is the shade. So that's Red Heart Premium. And then for the skin tone on this particular ornament, I just recently, in the last few years, maybe last year sometime, discovered this yarn. I absolutely love it. You can get it from Michael's. It's Craft Smart value yarn. It's so soft. It's really, really soft, and it comes in so many different shades. So I really like it, and it's really cheap. It's $3.98, I believe, in Canadian. So this is just size 4 medium weight, and you will be using a 4.25 hook. So we'll get that in the camera. So size 4.25, and of course if you want to make the ornament a little bit bigger, you can go up to a 4.5 or even a 5, but I wouldn't go any higher than that unless you increase the size of your yarn. Also a pair of scissors so you can cut your yarn when you're done, and then of course a darning needle to finish off and sew in your ends when you're finished. So gather up everything you need and let's go. So to begin, go ahead and create a magic ring. And of course, everyone has their own way of doing a magic ring. This is just the way that works for me. So I'm just going to pull that a little tight so it's easier to work into. And then go ahead and chain 3. So it's 1, 2, and 3. And then into the center of your magic ring, go ahead and do 12 double crochet. There we go. And then go ahead and right in the top of this first chain 3, I'm just going to do a slip stitch right into that little V at the top there. Okay, so once you have that, you should have a perfect little circle here. To begin round 2, you're going to go ahead and chain 2. And then into this very next space right here, this little hole right there, it should be pulling a little bit, put 2 double crochet into that space. 1 and 2, and then continue putting 2 double crochet in each stitch all the way around until you get back to the beginning, and I will meet you back here at the end. You should finish off with 24 double crochet. So go ahead and continue, and I'll see you in a minute. So once you come around to the end, I have a total so far of 23 double crochet, and then into this very first stitch right at the very bottom, I'm just going to put my 24th, and that will finish off the round. And then into the top of this first, this was the chain 2, so into the top of that, you just go ahead and put a slip stitch in there, and that ends round 2. So once you have finished your second round, I sewed in my center thread there. Just pick anywhere you want. I usually like to keep this part at the top of the center of the head because that's where most of the yarn collects, so it'll help cover this extra thread here. So I'm just going to start right about here. Then go ahead and attach your yarn. You can attach however you prefer. This is just my method. And then once you have that attached on there, go ahead and do a single crochet into that first stitch. And then into the next 2 stitches, do a half double crochet. That is yarn over and pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3 stitches on your hook. And then you're going to do 8 double crochet next. So you're going to do 2 double crochet in each stitch for the next 4 stitches for a total of 8 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3. Next, once you have your 8 double crochet, you're going to go ahead and do 2 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each stitch. So that's 1 there, 1 in the next stitch, and then finish that off with 1 single crochet in your last stitch. So that gives you the base of her hat. So to start the next row, you're going to go ahead and chain up 1, turn your work, and then in the very first space here, this very first stitch, go ahead and put a single crochet. So that is 1 single, and then in the next 2 stitches, half double crochet, and then continue doing 2 double crochets in each stitch all the way across until you're left with 3 stitches, and then I will meet you back at that 3rd last stitch. Okay, just coming up on the last pair of double crochets, and then in the next 2 stitches I'm going to go ahead and do a half double crochet, 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So that's 1, and then 2, and then into the very last stitch, a single crochet, and then that will complete this round. Okay, so once you're done that, go ahead and pull your yarn through, give it a snip, and you can sew in that end if you like. And let's get ready to start the next round. So for this next round, we're going to be doing the bangs, which is the first part of her hair. And to do that, you need to find the your very first stitch here of the red hat, and then not this double crochet post right here, but the very next one next to it. So this one, this guy right here, this is what we're going to be working into. So go ahead and attach your white yarn, and again, you're going to do that however you're most comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and pull that, oops, sorry, I'm off camera, pull that nice and tight. And then I'm going to go through, so I'm just coming around this post here. So I've pulled through here. I'm just going to go back through the other side, grab my yarn and pull through, and then pull through that first one to create my very first stitch in that row. And then go ahead and chain up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So you should have a total of 4 chains here. Then in the 3rd chain from the hook, so 1, 2, 3, you're going to insert and do a single crochet. And then you're going to come down and work into the next post. this one, you're going to come down under the post, yarn over, pull through for your first single crochet, and then pull through both for a single crochet, and then chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then again in the third chain from the hook, you're going to go ahead and insert your hook and do a single crochet. This can be a little wobbly at first, but once you do a few of them, you get used to it. And then again into the next post, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both for a single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then in the third chain from the hook, do a single crochet. So you're going to repeat that across to the same stitch on the other side, so you should have a total of 7, so you need to do 4 more, and I will meet you back here when you're done. So once you finish your last picot stitch, we need to finish off this round. So you need to come into, if you look behind this very first or very last post that you have here, right in there above the post that you were just working on, there's just a little space here. So I just want you to work into that little chain space back there. It's a little awkward. So pull your yarn through there like so, and then pull it through all the way, and then pull it nice and tight. We're going to go ahead and pull this yarn through the back, and that will, and then once we sew it in, it is invisible, and that completes Mrs. Claus's bangs. So we're just gonna finish off the very last row and then attach her face, and we are done. So for the second row of hair, we're going to be doing much the same thing, but this time we're going to be working into this very first red row. So here is where you have your first single crochet, and then here's your 2 half double crochets, and then the rest are double crochets. So you're going to be working into the very first half double crochets, so these 2 right here, and then you're going to be working into every other double crochet for the duration of the hat, of the top of the hat. So you will be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in total. And the only difference between these ones and this first row is instead of chaining 3, we're going to chain 4, because we just want that a little tiny bit longer. So you're going to go ahead and attach your yarn. Again, I just knot it. You don't have to use knots if you don't want to, it's just the way I choose to do it. And then again, same as last time, we're just going to go ahead and pull this yarn here through the back, just so we're not working around it. So pull that through, pull the knot to the back, and there you go. So you're going to go ahead and insert your hook through that half double crochet post, pull the yarn through into a loop, and pull through into, I guess that amounts to a single crochet, and then we're going to do 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this time you're going to come down the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, insert your hook and do a single crochet. Again, you're going to repeat that into the very next half double crochet. This yarn has those little sparkles on them, and they shred often, so it's sometimes a little gets tangled up in your work. Okay, so once you have your single crochet, go ahead and chain 4, 2, 3, 4, and then 4th chain from the hook this time. You're going to do a single crochet. Now we're at the first set of 2 double crochet, and again we're only going to work in every other one. So skip this first one and then work into the second one. So insert under that post, yarn over, pull through, do your single crochet, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, count down 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then at the very 4th chain, go ahead and do a single crochet. So you're going to repeat that. So chain 4, 3, and 4. Oops. Okay, and then into this very last half double crochet, insert your hook, pull your yarn through, pull through both loops for a single crochet, and then just pull through and finish it off. So we're going to go ahead and again, same as before, just pull this yarn through to the back so that it is out of your way. And that is it. There is Mrs. Santa. So I'm just going to heat up my glue gun and we will go ahead and put on her eyes. I will show you how to stitch the nose and make her glasses and mouth, and then we're finished. So to do the nose, you're going to start with the blush yarn, so the same yarn used for the actual face. I'm going to attempt an embroidery knot. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and attach the yarn to my needle. And I'm going to find the center, so that would be right in the very center. And then pull the yarn through. You don't need to put a knot at the back because you're going to sew that end in anyway. I just do it as a precaution. And then to do an embroidery knot, you're going to hook your yarn or your needle underneath your yarn and wrap it around 3 times. And then you're going to come back up through the center here. But you don't want to go through the exact same spot that you came through the first time, because if you do that, then you're just going to pull the yarn back through. So we don't want to do that. And then you're just going to pull that nice and slow right through, and you should be left with a little tiny button. And that's it. Oh, look at that. I did it first try. So there's your little embroidery knot. Now for the Santa that I did, very much similar to this, I used a little red nose. I did try that on her, but I thought it looked silly, so I decided to go with an embroidery knot instead. So there's the nose, and now we're going to go ahead and put on the eyes. So you're going to sew those ends in, of course, when you're done. Make sure my glue gun is nice and hot. I'm getting glue. Okay, so for the eyes, I have 5mm googly eyes, so that's just what I have on hand. I'm not using safety eyes or anything because I don't, these are just going to go on my tree, and my little one is 5 and she doesn't touch it. But if you do have small ones that you're concerned that they're going to grab a hold to these, then it would be wise to use safety eyes instead of googly eyes. But I'm just going to go ahead and use googly eyes. Just use my glue gun, glue that one into place. I like to put them as close to the nose as possible, and then pop this one in place and get rid of any excess glue. Alright, so there's her eyes, and then last but not least, her mouth, which I'm going to actually grab a different color red for. So for her mouth, I'm just going to use this other red that I have. It's just, I believe it's Red Heart Comfort, I believe it is. Just going to snip off a small bit. You don't need too much. So I'm going to go ahead and thread the needle And again, you don't need to put a little knot at the back because you're just going to sew it all in when you're done. So I'm going to start just a little bit to this side here. And there you go. So there is her mouth, and then last but not least is her glasses. So for her glasses, I used this. I got this from Hobby, not Hobby Lobby, Hobby Yarn. It's actually I think just called Hobby, or I heard somebody once call it Hobby. Anyways, Hobbi. I do love the quality of their yarn, but you have to be really careful when you order this yarn because the fine print is very important. I've made a few mistakes and I've ended up with several dozen of these little skeins of yarn, which because the thread is so small, like the yarn is just so small, it's finger weight, I just don't have a lot of use for it. So I'll have this probably until I'm 85 or so. Anyway, so this is what I used for the glasses. So all I did for the glasses was just do a simple little bow like rabbit ears, like you do when you first learn to tie your shoes as a small child. So I just do little rabbit ears. And then with a little bit of fiddling and adjusting to each side, just made like a little tiny bow, just like that. So I'm going to double check and make sure that they fit her, so that we don't want glasses that are too big for her face. Oh, those are cute. Okay, so once you've done that, take these two ends and just thread them through your needle. I have one cat snoring here next to me and the other one sitting here on the floor meowing. I think she wants outside. So just right above her nose, right in the center, we're just gonna go ahead, poke that right through, and then pull that yarn right through to the back. Be careful not to pull too hard because you will pull the bow out, and we don't want to do that. Just gonna pull that through to the back. And then I just like to pull this a little bit forward because I'm going to put a tiny drop of glue there just to hold that in place. Just a tiny, tiny drop of glue, ever so little bit of glue, and try not to get it on the glasses like I just did because that's just going to make a mess. There you go. And then that will secure them and hold it in place. So there's her little glasses. And of course you can, if you need to pull these a little tighter to make your bows work out a bit better, or her speckles or lenses. There you go. So once you're done that, just sew in your ends at the back and you are done your Mrs. Claus. So if you like, on the first one I did, I just shaded in some pink on the cheeks just to make it a little rosy, but I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I think I kind of prefer them without it. Yeah, so that's it. There's your Mrs. Claus. And of course you can attach a hanger to the top. You just do a chain and attach a little hanger to the top. And then she can now hang with Santa on the tree. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it, and Recently, I have had a lot of subscribers on my channel, and I just want to say that I do appreciate very much you guys, your support with the Santa. I know I don't put out as many videos as many other crocheters do, but my little one has just started school, so hopefully I have a few extra hours now in the week that I can potentially put out some videos. And I would sure like it if you guys came along with me for the ride. So once again, thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a comment in the comment box below to let me know how your Mrs. Claus turned out, and if you've done the Santa that goes with her. And that is it. So have a great evening and happy holidays if this is my last video before Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.